Tactics Talk with Guido. Got a really good one here for you. This is Porani. He's driving his IS-7 Tier 10 Russian heavy tank. He's in a 357 top tier on Live Oaks. He spawned in the southwest. You can see that he is headed into the city, which is kind of the meta for heavy tanks, although it has changed quite a bit. The tracks down in the southeast are quite important. In fact, when I first watched this run through, I said, I wonder why he didn't go down to the tracks. That's probably where I would have gone. But he is going to go into the city. Takes a shot at the sniper hill right there. Not a bad idea. And like I said, I thought, yeah, maybe he'd do better to go down to the tracks down there. But I'm not always right, and let's see what happens. One thing I would do here is I would turn my turret towards where the threat's going to be right there. Sometimes guys are in there, you might get a snap. Or you might have your turret towards him to where they bounce off your turret. He's going to knock down this building because he just did not like it. And he's going to post up right here in a pretty good side scraping position, provided nobody comes up on his left. And let's see what happens here. We poke out. Yep, there's your guy, and he hits me right off the bat. Probably one of the only things, other than a few small positioning things, like putting your turret towards the threat, I would say, Porani, is I would have fixed my turret right there. This is going to be a long side scraping situation. You probably were going to get your repair kit back well before you were too worried about getting hit again as far as a crit goes. Now, if you're thinking, I want to keep it because I might get tracked, that's not a bad idea. The prototype's a not very smart individual, and he pops around there and gets his rear kicked. Get the Centurion out with another 456, so we're up to 1500. Doing some nice side scraping, and the Proto does not make it. Looks like the fight down in the southeast is going on decently, and there's a T-32, there's Porani, and there's an FV with a Sturban backup, and that is all that they've got in the town, and they are facing the 121, a Centurion, and an IS-3, the 100.01. Puts a shot right into the side of the 121. The 121 felt like it was time to pop out right there. And that was a nice job. You'll notice that Porani is shooting his regular rounds first. Now there's that track. You know you frustrated him when the medium goes to HE. You know you have them frustrated. One thing I would watch out for here, Porani, is I would be making sure I was kind of checking this way every once in a while. The minimap's a good way to do it, but if I was this team that I was facing, I would have come around on your side and started working you over. The good news is the FV and the 32 are sort of keeping them honest right there. You can see there's an AT trolling around in the middle. He will become a factor in a while. Porani is using some nice patience right there. Now he's going to come over here, and I thought this was a decent idea initially, but you're going to kind of abandon it and come back over here. And holy cow, they've also got a 110E3, so wow. Really outnumbered in town, and the southeast is sort of losing as well. Porani is going to reposition his IS-7, get back to his side scrape position. Checking real quick, he's not getting shot in the side. I thought that was a good idea. And we're right back. So this is a pretty good move, because they've basically sort of forgotten about you right there, and they've moved on to other things because you haven't popped out. Now this IS-3 is definitely hittable. Shot, no, not quite. I'll get him. 121's crossing the road, or maybe poking out right there. You'll notice that Porani times his reloads to pull out just as it's getting to about the top. That maximizes the amount of shots he can put down range. And he puts another 500 in there, and he's up to 2,500 damage, which is pretty good. Pretty good. It's a little even, starting to lose a little bit. Porani's team is still working on these guys in the town. And if they'd had half a clue, they'd have pushed these three and wrapped them up a while ago. T-32 gets hit. Oh, there's that guy again. Nice shot right into him and takes out the 121. That was a big kill. The IS-3 goes down, and that leaves the 110E3 and 100.01. Oh geez. We're going to cross. Oh no, maybe we're going to send him back up. Still not looking great. There's a near-dead T-32. The FV's about dead. Porani's okay. And if you notice when I talked about, there you go, and you just fixed your turret, so that might have been a good idea a while ago. There goes both of them. So the FV and the 183 are both dead. You've got a Sturv sitting back up on the top of the hill, and a lone AT dealing with what's left over on the southeast. And Porani's going to make an interesting decision right here. I would have probably stayed in the town and fought them, but this is actually not bad at all. And I don't know if I would have thought of this, but he's going to use this fighting position, which is a good spot. I've seen other players use it. There's a lot of tanks still in that town, but that Sturv is backing him up. So he's just going to come right here, and these guys are just kind of being dopey. This guy's going to cross and whack him. Down goes one of them. That's one less guy to worry about. The other thing that's interesting here is the artillery is not paying attention to Porani. I believe it's probably shooting at the TD over on the other side, who is staying alive enough. He doesn't have to worry about it too much. Porani tries to put a shot into the 123, really kind of relying on either an extremely high roll, which I'm not even sure he can pin, or getting into that hatch. The city's gone to HE, which is not a bad idea. We're going to try to take him down with HE, but he's backed up behind that building. And there's the AT kind of sitting on the edge there. And again, Porani hasn't been focused by the artillery, but you'll notice that the artillery has dealt with, or they have dealt with, the TD that was in the southeast, and that shot unfortunately goes into the dirt. And pretty soon here, the artillery is going to find Porani. He does a nice job here. Aims right at that weak spot, gets a bounce, and takes that guy down. So remember, even with HE, if you aim at weak spots, you're going to get a better damage roll. Plus there may have been some top turret stuff going on there with the blast, which is very weak. And now he's going to start coming out of here. It's a little bit tricky. He's got the AT right there. Puts a shot into him. Very nice. Man, I think I would have gone to the gold against the AT, but it worked. There you go. Here comes the 100.01. Oh man. He bounces. We've got the Sturv who's repositioned. So now it's just Porani. There's 3 against 5. Artillery's doing the best to help him he can. The enemy artillery just hit him. Porani really can't sit there any longer. That's just really not going to work. The AT, the 100.01, and I thought you were going to back out and work on him, but this was very aggressive, and it actually works out pretty nicely. You can right up this guy, bounce him, but don't quite do any damage. Go right by. Now that AT is going to drive out and try to start shooting you. You come in here, you get tracked, but no damage, at least not for the moment. This guy's a bozo. He goes right by you, ends up taking a shot in the side. Looks like you're trying to get around him. Bounce. Good old troll armor, and off we go. We're going to go right by the 100.01 so that the AT can't continue to shoot us in the back. Go right around, ring around the rosy. Oh, we're hit again. Fixes it. Nicely done. You still had it ready to go. And we'll come around the corner. Down goes the 100.01, and we are fighting the AT. Somehow your Sturv is still alive, doing his best. The good news is the artillery is not after him because it's after you. Put a shot into the AT. He's stunned, so his reload is not that fast. I might have just side-scraped out of here and taken him down. He shoots. Oh, that's what you're trying to do. Off he goes. Oh, not quite. Is he tracked? Nope, he fixes it. And we really need to get rid of this guy because we've lost our artillery, and the Sturv is probably not long for this world. Although he's done a fantastic job. So just come around here. Holy cow, I get tracked again. It doesn't matter because I can get into his tumor, and down he goes. And we are at 6,741 damage. And there goes our brave Sturv, who has done yeoman's service out there. Nicely aggressive. And here comes Porani. He's not even close to done. Most people would have gone maybe hide in the town, or maybe go for their cap and look for the arty, but not Porani. Porani just finds the U's and says goodbye. And now he sees the FV, and he says, FV, I'm going to take you on 1v1. Okay, it's tier 10 versus 8. I get it, but still, here he goes. Right around. Oh, just barely catches him and tracks him. And initially, he takes another artillery hit, and I like this decision right here to not go up and over. He actually just backs off and says, okay, I'll just go hold down against you right here, fella. How do you like that? I'll just go to the side of your turret, and I'll punch a shot straight through you. 7,665 damage. 4,280 bounced. And a measly 272 assist. I think your assist is terrible, Porani. It's awful. 6 kills, nicely done. I'm going to go chipmunk speed because what happens here is we're just going to watch as he goes all the way over the cap. Does a good job here. He's got time. You can see he's got 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So he's going to make a quick sweep around where the arty typically hides. And believe it or not, bad players that play arty will sometimes sit there even though they know you're coming. And we're going to sit here. Let's go to 4 times speed. And I'm going to show you what happens. We're sitting here. Here comes an arty shot. Boom. Their arty went to the cap. He's far enough ahead on time that he's going to get him. Be another shot. Oh, there's a shot right there. Getting close. Porani's trying to get a blind shot across. He's aiming on the cap circle the best he can. Whoa, that was close. And guess what? It just didn't do any crit damage. Didn't reset him. It wasn't enough. I'll be honest, I thought stuns would reset, but apparently it doesn't. And Porani will end up winning this one. Nicely done, Ace Tanker in the IS-7 top tier Soviet heavy tank. 7,665, 4,280 blocked. Several 1v1s, some 1v2s. Lots of patience. Lots of boomstick. Nicely done, man.